Hello bookish friends, welcome and welcome back to my channel. Actually, before I start this video, let me turn off my fan because I remember last time my fan was really loud in my video, so I'll be right back. Alrighty, I'm back. Sorry guys. Hello bookish friends, welcome and welcome back to my channel. My name is Drew and this is Drew's Ambitious Reading. And for today's video, it's not a Star Wars video, which I probably should do something Star Wars related soon. It is Friday, March 3rd. Whoa. Friday, May 3rd, as I'm filming this video. And for today's video, I am here to film my very, very late February book haul for 2024. I haven't filmed my February wrap-up yet, but since I've already had the letterboard made for the book haul, I was like, let me film this video first. And I always love watching other people's book hauls and see what other people have been buying in the month, whatever month they are doing them in. But for me, I am playing catch up this weekend, which is amazing because I really need it. So you might see this short or another short in a lot of the same videos, because like I said, I am bulk filming this weekend. So without further ado, I have a bunch of books to talk to you guys today about. I have 24 books in total, and 10 of them I've read already. Some books I got as pre-orders. I got my book of the month in here. I don't have any owl crates or rainbow crates this month for February because both of those boxes came late in the month of February. They came end of February, beginning of March. So I decided to put it in my March book haul. So you'll see that. Or actually, you should already see that video is up on my channel, so I'll leave it up above in the cards or down below in the description box. So let's get started. So like I said, I have a bunch of pre-orders. I have a book of the month book here. I went to Barnes & Noble twice, I think, in the month of February. And then I got a couple books for trade, and I have Target hauls. So let's just jump into it. Why don't we? Because I feel like this is going to be a long video. So the first one I have to talk to you today is one that I've already read and I really loved, and I actually have a vlog of me reading this. It's not edited yet, so I won't leave it in this video, but just know this vlog is coming. That's how far behind I am on editing and filming for you guys. But anyways, the first book in my February book haul is All This Twisted Glory by Tahira Mafi. This is the third installment of this series. I almost said third and final book of this series, but it's not. We're gonna have 5 more or 4 more books. I think there's 1 more book coming, or maybe it's 5. Last time I heard about this series, it said it was gonna be 6, but then somebody on Instagram, I forgot who, but one of my followers told me that it's only gonna be 5 books now. So I'm curious to see how that's going to play out. I absolutely love this installment, like I knew I was going to, because Tahira Mafi is an auto-author for me. This is the 3rd installment of a series. The first 2 books was This Woven Kingdom and These Infinite Threads. These are what the covers look like for books 1 and 2. I will talk more about this in my March wrap-up and my March weekly vlog that I have coming soon. So look forward to hearing my thoughts in one of those videos. The next book I haven't read yet, but I'm doing a video for it right now, and that is The Invocations by Crystal Sutherland. This is Crystal Sutherland's 2nd novel that she wrote, I believe. This is the same author who wrote House of Hollows, which I read a couple years ago and I really loved it. I gave it like 4 or 5 stars. I think it was like 4 for me, but I know my friend Charlie over at the Bookish Fox Rich on Instagram, she loved House of Hollows a lot more than I did. This is her newest release that came out in the month of January, and honestly I don't know too much about it. I think it's another haunted house story, or it's honestly, let's just read the summary together. It says, 3 girls, 1 supernatural killer on the loose. Zara Jones believe in magic because the alternative is too painful to consider that her murdered sister is gone forever, and there is nothing she can do about it. Rather than grieving and moving on, Zara decides she will do whatever it takes to claw her sister back from the grave, even trading in the occult. And then we follow another character, Jude Wolf, who's a billionaire, and then a third character. So we have 3 different point of views, because obviously it says 3 girls on the back. And so I'm curious to see how I would like this one, because I don't really do good with a lot of point of views in a storyline. But yeah, if I don't get to this in my video that I'm making for this book right now, I'll probably save this for October, because I feel like this would be a good book to read in October. But also, can we talk about these stunning edges? Like, there's no dust jacket on this book at all either, so that was pretty cool when I bought this at Barnes & Noble in the month of February. The next book is a pre-order that I have that I'm very excited to read, but also nervous, because this is the 3rd and final book of this trilogy, and I love books 1 and 2. I actually got to meet the author of the series at Yallwest, so I'll leave my Yallwest vlogs up above or down below. But that is The Eternal Ones by Naomi Forna. This is the, like I said, 3rd and final book of this trilogy. We follow our main character, who she finds out her blood is bleeding out gold, and if you bleed out gold, you are like the chosen one for this competition setting, I guess. I don't know. It's hard for me to explain what books are, but just know this is the final installment of the trilogy, and I'm super excited but also nervous, because book 2 wrecked me so much that I think I've cried in book 2. So we shall see what book 3 has in store. It is a bit thicker than book 2, so I'm excited for that, because maybe we'll have a lot more action in here. But hopefully one day I'll be able to meet Naomi Forna again and get books 2 and 3 signed, because only book 1 is signed. And thank you to owlcrate for putting book 1 in your boxes, because without me picking up my owlcrates, I wouldn't know that this is one of my favorite series now. But I'm also sad that this is coming to a close, so you might see some reading vlogs of me crying in our series finales that we have in this haul. The next ones I want to talk about, one came out last year and the other one are a new release from January. And for the one that came out last year is Champion of Fate by Kendar Blake. This is the first book in a new spin-off series in the 3 Dark Crowns series, which is one series that I absolutely love to death. I read that series also because of my friend Charlie. I think that's how me and her like bonded over books, is because we found out that 3 Dark Crowns was both of our favorite series, and I think we buddy read it together if I'm not mistaken. So I'm excited to read her new book. This is a first book spin-off series to the 3 Dark Crowns. Again, it's hard for me to talk about this one because we follow one of the sisters in this book. So just know you're going back to your favorite world if you have read this. The next book I want to talk about is These Deadly Prophecies by Andrea Tang. This is a new YA thriller that is a standalone, I believe. It's super short, and I'm pretty stoked to get this, and I'll be right back because I have a terrible cough. Hold on. I'm sure you guys did not want to hear that. But this is These Deadly Prophecies by Andrea Tang, a YA horror thriller academic novel that is a standalone novel as well. Again, like I said, it's super short. I'm shocked I haven't read this one yet just because of how short it is. And as you can see from the Barnes & Noble stickers, I got it for $3 off, and it was a YA book club pick, I think, for the month of January. And also this is an exclusive cover because this is the Barnes & Noble edition. I don't really remember too much about this. I just know this was one of my e-arcs I got from Penguin Teen. So thank you so much, Penguin Teen, for sending the e-arc my way. This one says, being an apprentice to one of the world's most famous sorcerers has its challenges. Tabitha Singh just didn't think they would include solving crime. But when her boss, the infamous fortune teller sorcerer Solomon, predicts his own brutal death, and worse, it comes true. Tabitha finds herself caught in the crosshairs. Like, what? It sounds so good. I can't wait to read this. Hopefully, now that I'm talking about this book in a video, this will make me want to read it sometimes this summer, because I really love reading thrillers in the summertime. It's weird. If not, I'll save this for October as well. The next couple books are all by the same author because I got this series traded to me by my friend Glow over on Instagram. I'll leave her channel or her account down below. But I got the Red Queen series by Victoria Aveyard. I used to own books 1 and 2 back in the day. Whoa, that sounded so weird. But I used to own books 1 and 2, but I got rid of them. For some reason. I think it's because I didn't love book 2, and there was a long wait for book 3, which is King's Cage, I believe. Yeah, this is the third one. So we have the special edition of Red Queen with the red cover. I don't know where to put these books anymore. And then the regular edition of Red Queen. Then we have Glass Sword, which I read and wasn't a huge fan of, but I'm going to retry this series again now that I own them all. And King's Cage, which is book 3. And then, the Behemoth Warstorm. I did not realize how big this book was until I got it in person. So, yeah, I'm definitely curious to see what I would think of the rest of the series and to see if my opinions of the first 2 books have changed. I have not read these ones yet. I think I started this one in the past, now that I'm thinking of it, but again, I never completed it, so now is my time to go back and reread a series that I liked but wasn't a huge fan of, which is funny because their other series, Realm Breaker, I really did love, so it's weird of how that works. Speaking of getting books for trade, I got this from my friend Nicole. She was getting rid of her hardcover copy of this, and I'm trying to collect this series in hardcover, and I only own book 1 so far, so we're not doing too great. But when I saw that my friend Nicole was getting rid of Ignite Me by Tahara Mafi, I was pretty stoked because this is not the original cover of the 3rd book, but actually I think this is the original cover now that I lied, because I know there was a cover change during book 1, which was pretty irritating for all of us book lovers. But anyways, I'm pretty stoked to have this in my collection. This will definitely go on my green shelf, which is right over here, because as you can see, I have them as rainbow shelves right now. So pretty stoked to have a hardcover copy, and now I just need books 2, 4, 5, and 6, and I'll have them all, so yay. While I'm talking about books for trade, I also got a throwback series. This is a very popular series it was a popular series on BookTube, and these are out of order, so sorry about that, but that is the Fallen Kingdom series by Morgan Rhodes. So I got Falling Kingdoms, Rebel Springs, Gathering Darkness, and Frozen Tides by Morgan Rhodes. I remember I read this series when I was in high school, and I absolutely loved it, but at the time that I was reading these in high school, they only had these first 4 books out, and when I was a librarian aide at my high school, I was asking my librarian, I was like, can we get the rest of the series, please? It's so good. So I remember she would let me place an Amazon order of buying the series for her. So now I have them back in my hands, and I'm so excited to also reread the series and maybe actually finish the series, because I know there's books 5 and 6 out now. So I just need to get my hands on books 5 and 6, and I'll have the series completed back on my shelf. And I'm so excited to reread these. I actually was supposed to reread book 1 back in March, but I never got around to reading it. So hopefully sometimes this summer I'll start my reread of this long fantasy series. But I remember really loving it, and I think you guys know what this series is. And if you don't, where have you been for the last 10 years? The next books I got a physical arc of this one sent for me from Penguin Teen. So thank you so much, Penguin Teen, for sending this my way. This doesn't come out till end of July, and that is Exes and Foes by Amanda Woody. This is when two ex-best friends decide to hold a competition for the new girl's heart. They don't expect to fall for each other instead. So pretty stoked for that. I love a good, like, not a competition, but I guess it is since they use that word on the synopsis. I just love a good competition setting, even in a contemporary book, so that'll be a little weird for me, just because you don't really see that a lot in contemporaries, at least I don't. And again, it's been a while since I've read a good YA contemporaries, because I've read some, but lately they've been feeling like 3 stars or less, so I'm hoping I would love this one a lot. And I'm so sad to say that I haven't read their last book, which is They Hate Each Other, but maybe, again, this will motivate me to read their first book and then read this one. This comes out end of July. Then this next book, I was supposed to read this one in March as well, but my reading plan for March did not go as well. But that is Alana, the First Adventurer by Tamira Pierce, I think. I'm so sorry if I butchered that. Sorry, sick brain is still here, I guess. This is a first book in a new YA fantasy series. I first heard about this book series from Jaysen over at EasyCat here on BookTube and on Instagram. He was given this series as a box set from the publishers when they did the new covers, and he binge read all 4 books that are in this series, and he rated each of them 5 stars. They're all super short. This is actually only like 7 chapters in here, so that's like the shortest amount of chapters I've read in a while, because if you see my monthly wrap-ups, you know I've been reading some thick, heavy fantasy books, so this will be a nice change of pace. I think I'm going to read this for read-a-thon for the month of May. I still have not filmed that video, but hopefully I will soon, because there's a challenge for a read-a-thon book under 300 pages, and this one is 260 pages exactly, so definitely excited to start this in the month of May. So you'll see this again in my read-a-thon TBR or even in my May TBR. I haven't decided if I want to separate them or not. The next one I have, actually, next couple books I have are some February new releases. So the first one came out at the end of February, and this is by an author that I have mixed feelings about, and that is Victoria Aveyard's third and final book of Fatebreaker, which is the third and final book in the Realmbreaker trilogy, is how I should have said that sentence. Again, third and final, so can't really talk too much about it. Just know I'm pretty excited to get around to reading this finale, but also I'm nervous to see how this one will make me feel, because I remember the huge cliffhanger in book 2 of this trilogy. I literally threw my book against the wall because of how mad I got. So hopefully, I'm hoping this doesn't make me throw the book against the wall, but knowing Victoria, it probably will. So we shall see if I'll get around to this. I think I want to read this in June for a reading vlog that I have planned for. Another book that I pre-ordered in the month of February was A Vicious Game by Melissa Blair. This is the third and... Nope, not final. I almost said third and final book of this series as well, but no. This is the third installment of a 4-book series. The cover for book 4 actually just got revealed. Here's the stunning green cover of book 4 adding me. Book 4 comes out in January of next year, so if I do read this sometimes in the next couple of months, I will have a long wait for book 4, but I know these books are worth it, because if you don't know the series, we follow our main protagonist who is trying to gain the power of the throne. So it's almost like, it's very similar to Throne of Glass. I would say if you love Throne of Glass and you want like more mature content, I guess, and more adult, definitely check out A Broken Blade. But again, I feel like everybody should know what the series is about, because it is a very hyped up book talk series. The author is actually from Book Talk, so that's pretty cool to see that. And just know this is another most anticipated read of mine, and I'm planning on buddy reading this with my friend Lori. I just don't remember what months we are reading this in. I think we're reading this in May, but again, I could be wrong. The next book I pre-ordered this month was Tales of the Celestial Kingdom by Soon Lin Tan. I'm really shocked that I haven't read this one yet because it is so short. It's like the shortest fantasy book you'll see in this video, I think. But yeah, maybe I'll add this to my May TBR as well. I don't know. I'm just in the mood for short books this month. But I still need to read Heart of the Sun Warrior, which I bought in January, so you should have seen that in my January book haul. But pretty stoked to get to this. I'm going to be reading this one after Heart of the Sun Warrior, even though I know you are technically like supposed to read it in between Daughter of the Moon Goddess and Heart of the Sun Warrior. But I'm going to read it afterwards to see how I feel about that. Or I might read it in between. Who knows? I just know this is back in the world of Daughter of the Moon Goddess, which I really loved. That was a 5-star read for me last year, I think. Yeah, I read it last year. And I can't wait to dive back into this world, even though it is a completed duology right now. The next two books I've actually read, and they were both 5 stars. So I have A Tempest of Tea by Hafasa Falazier. This is the beautiful Barnes & Noble exclusive edition. So we have different color scheme on the cover. And then there's stunning end pages here on the inside. Oh my gosh, sick brain is still here. And here is some artwork on the front. I actually just read this recently in the month of April, and I really love this. This definitely deserves all the hype, and it's #1 New York Times bestseller right now, so that's pretty cool. So congratulations, Hafasa Falazier. I am so mad at the way this author ended book 1 though. My friend Michelle, who I work with, she saw my reaction to this ending and she literally saw me. I wasn't crying at work, but my mouth was just like open. I was like, that's how you end the series, or not the series, but that's how you end book 1. And she goes, did a character die? And I was like, maybe. I don't want to spoil it for you because she's also a reader, but not as big as me. But I did recommend this to her, so I might be giving this to my friend Michelle for her to read. But anyways, I'm so mad of how this one ended, and I need book 2 like the day I finish this one. I actually think A Tempest of Tea got me into a reading slump because that's how much I loved it. I gave it 5 stars. I'll talk about this in my April wrap up, but just know if you guys haven't read this book yet, please do. It's like Six of Crows meets A Magic Steeped in Poison. Ooh, look at those combinations off the top of my head. So if you love those 2 series, definitely check this out. This definitely has a heist in it, but beware, you might need some tissues. But yeah, I'm pretty mad of how this book ended, but also pretty excited to see what happens in book 2. The next book that I have, before I show off the final 2 books in my book haul, is Heartless Hunter by Kristen Celarelli. You'll actually see this book again in my March book haul because this was the February book for owlcrate, and like I said in the beginning of this video, my owlcrate and rainbow crate for the month of February came very late in the month, so I was pretty sad that they came late. But the beautiful owlcrate edition of this is so stunning that I'm happy that I have 2 copies. I'm actually giving this copy away to my friend Taylor because I just told her I read this in the month of April as well, and I give this one 5 stars. It was also another good one, and it also dealt with like not as heist like A Tempest of Tea was, but there is some great action scenes, and it's a romance. There's a little bit of romance in here. Actually, there's a lot of romance in here because it's an enemies to lovers rival story, and I found out recently I love that type of setting. So looking forward to seeing how book 2 wraps up the duology. Here's the cover of book 2. It is so stunning. I'm curious to see what owlcrate is going to do, if they're going to do anything for book 2. But yeah, I'm pretty stoked for it. Book 2 is called Rebel Witch, and it comes out in February 2025. So I definitely have a long wait for the sequel as well, which I knew that going into this book. but this was one of my most anticipated reads of the year, and it did not disappoint me. And then the final 2 books of this book haul is 2 books I bought at Target in the month of February, and I got Lightlark by Alex Astor. I feel like everybody and their mother knows what this book is about because of Book Talk. I honestly picked this up because of Book Talk. I hear mixed reviews of it, but somebody mentioned recently that there's a competition setting in here, and it's like the Hunger Games, but a bit darker than what the Hunger Games were. So I'm curious to see what that has in store for me. I know book 2 is already out. Do you guys know if this is only a duology? Because as of right now, on Goodreads, it says there's only 2 books out. So I'm curious to see if this is going to be a duology only, or if it's going to be more than 2 books. Because I think the author said she's working on a 3rd book, but I could be wrong. But I do follow Alex on TikTok, and I'm pretty excited to see if I would love this one or not. I think this might be a 5-star read. I don't know, there's something about a new to me author that I'm discovering. So yeah, I feel like everybody knows what this one is about just because it is a popular Book Talk book. Then the final book in this book haul is Sanctuary of the Shadows by Aurora Asher, I think is the author's name. So sorry for butchering it. This is a first book in a new fantasy series, and honestly, I only bought this book at Target because of the stencil edges. I mean, there's only one side of the stencil edges, but there's yellow edges and with stenciled like stars, I guess, and symbols. I don't know. I don't really know too much about this one. It says, "Come for the show, stay for the magic." That's the tagline on the back, and this says on the inside, it says, "Enter at your own risk and discover the greatest show on earth in this explosive, darkly imaginative debut fantasy. For humans, the circus is a place filled with wonder and amazement. For Harrow, though, it is a place to hide from those who slaughtered her entire clan. Disguising her abilities as part of her act has kept her true identity safe for years until he arrives." Who arrives? I don't know. Find out more while you read this book, and while I read this book this summer as well. This one I don't know if I want to start this year because I know this is a first in a adult fantasy series, and I don't know when book 2 is coming out or if there's even any news for book 2, but I know this book is also getting a lot of hype, and this is compared to like the adult version of Caraval as well. And if you guys know me, I love the Caraval universe, so I'm excited to not only read another new to me author, but also a debut author as well. So there we have it. That is everything I bought in the month of February. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, turn your notification on so you don't miss any new videos coming from me soon, and I'll talk to you guys down in the comments below, and I hope you all have a great day or night, and I'll talk to you guys down below. Love you guys. Bye.